Damn, that's a huge bubble.
Cam, did you relapse again? Are you doing meth? Huh? No.
No, but really though, that's not what it looks like at all. Not anymore. We quit drinking Bud Light, so that side hardly comes out. In all seriousness though, it is something that a lot of young people are struggling with. The pressure of not being able to be who you are has suddenly turned into the pressure to be something you aren't. Maybe because it's trendy or you stand to gain for some reason. And there are reasons, with some universities offering gender reassignment and gender transitioning as provided health care. Now there's incentive for someone to undergo something like that at one of their most vulnerable times in their life. And we are talking about all of this not because we used to really enjoy Bud Light, but because we too struggle with our identity heavily. We aren't only speaking philosophically, politically. Politically, we've been about as purple as the flower on the gut of our shirt, or maybe as the back seat. One of those purples, right? And it's a very interesting phenomenon to have been diagnosed with schizophrenia, with schizoe disorder, okay, at like a year and a half in sobriety from all non-prescribed substances, including alcohol, cigarettes. Yeah, the 9, except of course for the herbal, and even that is prescribed. And we do have a great relationship with our doctor where we actually hash out, play on words, a plan. I like to roach. Yeah, we hashed out approach. And it absolutely helps. It is medicated assisted therapy for somebody who struggles with multiple things like ourselves. We just had a really close friend to us pass away, overdose, and we fundamentally believed with the part of his philosophy that said, if you take substances as prescribed, if you're on Suboxone, methadone, some sort of medicated assisted therapy, you have that clean time. Now, unfortunately, the ideology he didn't subscribe to was smoking weed. And although it's a mind-altering drug, we've come to the conclusion some of our minds are altered without substances. And that is either the reactionary from trauma, learned behavior to cope. Maybe it's something genetic or a pre-wired disposition that we have within our mental mind. And the mental mind, not to be confused with the spiritual mind. It is a spiritual journey, and the disease of addiction is a spiritual sickness. We believe that we are a damn alien. Matter of fact, you know who else is an alien? Elon Musk. And you want to know what? This baton right here, this is a trippy synchronicity that we will now unearth on frickin' camera, on the damn cam, not this damn cam, that damn cam, coming through this damn cam. This is very interesting. Look who this once belonged to. don't know if it's gonna pick that up, but this baton was once the interstellar protector of Captain Condom from Galaxy Prophylactica. No, it's not, actually. This belonged to our someone very, well, we'll just call him Elon. This interstellar journey, floating around in the quantum pinball machine. See, this is something that does happen, though. Wow. Jesus. Oh. Alright. Well, ultimately, we've never had any sort of a complex personality disorder such as multiple personality disorder or any other disorder of the type. However, addiction can mimic that of other disorders. That's not to say manic bipolar depression, bipolar type 2, manic depressive, extreme anxiety, PTSD. These are all diagnoses that have been applied to us at one time or another, ranging all the way back from 15 years old, out of state, in a academic institute, and being diagnosed with bipolar and forced to take, and I mean forced to take, Depakote, or we would face the proverbial punishment of sitting in the corner, looking at the wall with nothing to read or anything. And that was if we didn't take our meds, right? There was a couple other things that would land us in the corner, and there were kids there up to 17 years old, so yeah, it was not uncommon to watch a 17-year-old man sit in the corner for 8 hours, even to eat his food, not allowed to write, read, simply to sit. Now, this place actually taught us quite a damn bit, and it's not the topic at hand. The topic at hand is we've never actually talked to ourselves in different voices and appeared that rationally crazy, if that makes sense. When we were crazy, and we're talking, we were so sick we didn't know that we were sick. And that's probably reassuring, as it was once for us and still is to this day, that if you think you're crazy, you're probably not, because crazy people do not know they're crazy. Kind of crazy, right? Crazy with a K, that is. Damn Cam with a K. DAAMNTALK. We go into our unbelievable, I don't use that term lightly, unbelievable story of being in a 3-month-long psychosis, journeying on foot between 3 different counties, ultimately landing in 3 different county jails, all happening right off the cusp of having these false allegations come at us and having our son taken out of our life. And the toxicology report that proves there was nothing in our system that would have caused such a prolific bout with insanity. that is what it ultimately was. We only bring this up now and try to do it in a light-hearted way somewhat, because it's not a light-hearted subject at all. As one who has been through inpatient treatment more than 7 times for drugs and alcohol, we should add. We've also been to 2 different inpatient treatments for mental health. And that's not including the 2 different psych wards we've experienced in 2 different states. Now, by the grace of our God, we haven't experienced anything like this in 2 years. 370. And by the grace of our God, as we said, we will have been away from any schizophrenia symptoms or anything of the like for 2 years this September. We had 1 year sober, as we said. Keep using weed, it feels unnatural now. I get self-conscious when I do that, and at first it started as a reaction to the overwhelmingly disproportionate amount of people in the spotlight that were choosing to use pronouns, and not only use pronouns but call them proper pronouns. In some cases, some people call them preferred pronouns, and you know what? We'll give credit where credit is due, even in such a minute example or differential as this, when what's happening is the targeting of the most vulnerable minds in society. We've seen it and we've felt it firsthand with the lack of a culture being something that has surfaced over and over again in our framework over the years, working alongside Nurmag Black, and ultimately forming Nurmag Music, and then getting to know music, the music, for 7 months, first 7 months of his life, and forming that bond that has proceeded to carry me through. And I didn't realize this was turning into a visual censored clip, but I guess my head's gone. Yeah, I've lost my head. Maybe there's some message in that. We're not quite sure. If it is, it's oddly divine, and it might be a sign that, well, we need to wrap this up. And we will wrap this up by saying happy damn day to music. Oh, riot. That's right. It seems like we just did this and we're doing it once more. But once more, here it is. Happy birthday, music. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you, dude. I want you to know that even from afar, you've taught me things, and I'm so excited to get to know the person you've become. I love you, music, and we'll have a lot of catching up to do eventually. That's for sure. We'll sign out of this random ramble by saying that schizo or schizophrenia, depending on what circles you run in, even drug addiction, right? Like, it's not what the media portrays it as. It's not. In some cases, it's worse. And we were no exception to the rule. We were the disease. When we were actively using drugs and alcohol, we were the disease. And our problem was not what we were when we were using. Our problem was what we were when we weren't our disease. And once figuring out that Cameron was the problem. Cameron was around, for as long as we can remember. And interestingly enough, almost everybody we can think of that we haven't, everyone that we can think of that we can't remember meeting has been around longer than we would. Well, that makes them godlike. And if they're godlike, then we are godlike as well. In fact, we are, and so are you. And I'm not just talking to my son right now. I'm talking about the godliness inside all of us, right? When we were little, when I was little, they told me that God knows and sees everything, and he's omnipotent. And then, I say they, not my parents, but culture essentially, or the lack thereof, and believing that God was not some bearded guy in the sky, and having some exposure to church, not forced, but mainly out of curiosity, yes, as a child as well. We were able to formulate some sort of a conceptualization, a concept, right? But not just a concept, we were able to form a structure, a hierarchy of concepts, constructionalizing what is ultimately become our framework and our psyche, right? What is one's character other than one's personality? Well, it's their set of philosophical, not even set of philosophical beliefs. It is their philosophy. For philosophy simply translate or damslates to life in motion. Similarly, that is also the working definition of music, life in motion. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful. We are grateful to be alive today. We are grateful every day that we make the right turns, and we put the right amount of gas in, and we drive the right amount of miles. And some days we fall short. It's raising awareness that it's not always what it's cracked up to be, right? So stay in school, damn it. And yeah, meth wasn't even our thing. We did twist a bubble or two in our time, but no, not often at all. And enough to know that it is not just bad, it is evil. It is evil because it tricks the user into believing it can be benevolent. More on that over at locals.com. Like we said, within the DaamnTalk community, it's where we will also have the high quality episodic interview podcast, where I will sit down in this 32-year-old body and attempt to get to know passionate, philosophical patriots like yourselves. Hit us up, get at us. IOP, excuse me. You can get us a message at DaamnTalk, DAAMNTALK @gmail.com. As always, try giving a damn.